Hi everyone, I have a real treat for you today. There's been a lot of debate recently about the old school dancers versus the current dancers, and how sometimes in this modern age we place a little bit too much emphasis in ballet on the technique and we forget about the artistry, which is exactly what makes ballet so beautiful and makes ballet at the end of the day. So today we are going to watch two old school Don Q pas de deux. Both are from the Bolshoi Ballet. They're 4 years apart. It's going to be an amazing video, so make sure you stick around until the very end. Alright guys, I'm so excited for this video, so let's just get straight into it. The first clip that we're going to watch is a full Don Q pas de deux, including the solos and the coda, with two stars of the Bolshoi Ballet, Maris Liepa and Maya Plisetskaya. So if you don't know the history of these dancers, then I really highly recommend you to look into it, because they're both absolutely fascinating dancers of their time. Now, there is some debate online about the actual year of recording of this video. So it says that it's 1968. Some people were saying that apparently it's from the 50s, but then I kind of looked into it a bit more deeper, and what I found from the Russian videos that have been posted, that this is indeed from 1968. So I'm just putting it out there just in case, so that you are aware. So let's get into it, and I'm going to be commenting live. If you want to watch the whole video uninterrupted, which I also highly recommend you to do, then I'm going to leave the link in the description below so you can do that. All right, so here we go. Already from the beginning, I would say that you can tell a true artist and a true dancer by the fact that, can you crop their legs out and just watch their upper body? And with these two, you can most definitely do that. Look at all these. I love how she also almost does this swan wrist before she flicks her arm into the third or the fifth, however you may call it. And, you know, the legs, people always comment, oh, but the legs are not so high. I would say they're fine. One thing that I don't like about these old school videos, though, is that terribly over cross retire position. I have a thing with that. It just doesn't look as nice. And also, see how Maya's walking? She almost walks like a normal person, like she doesn't have that ballet walk. That's how you can tell an old school video as well, because they didn't really walk the same way as they do now. But the energy and the power which is required exactly for this pas de deux, it's just undeniable with these two. And absolutely no fear, like just going into everything. You can really see that they're truly dancing, you know, they're not just executing steps. Big lift coming up. You see the legs are, I would say, maybe not as high as they are now, but they look absolutely beautiful. Nevertheless, see that flick again? Really, like, it really suits Don Q how Maya does it. The overcross position again. I'm really not a fan. You see, like, it's just so, it's Spanish. It's exactly what it should be. And like I said, you can just watch their upper body and you can still be there like, wow, this looks incredible. But obviously, if we're being like incredibly picky now in terms of modern standards, like all the transitions, the in-between steps, even like those passe and those retire positions, they're not as clean as they are now. But still, that does not make anyone less of a dancer, because they are the ultimate dancers and ultimate artists. Super crossed arms as well, as you can see. But oh, the port de bras is just fabulous. You see the walk again? We can't walk like that anymore now. We need to have a proper ballet walk. The wrist yet again. Whap. Beautiful. And the thing is, like with Maris, is that he's so charismatic behind her, even though he's not obviously dancing as much as she is. He's just like catching her or turning her. But I could, you see how he had that head accent there? I could just watch him, nevertheless, and be mesmerized, even though he's just stood at the back. Right, and look, guys, this end pose. Again, if we just look at Maya now, how they kind of used to end their solos with that supporting leg in parallel. Also another detail how you can notice an old school ballet video, because they would, you know, finish their diagonal or their sequence, whatever, and they would finish in quite a, I would say, relaxed pose. Whereas now it's all about, I gotta turn out that supporting leg and I gotta be in a really nice and turned out position. Whereas here you can see that it's not so much about that. It's more about the charismatic upper body, and the leg can just kind of do what the leg is doing. But this is absolutely beautiful. And one little break, what I wanted to highlight about Maris is we often kind of lose the partner when it comes to the partnering stuff, because we're obviously watching the woman. But he managed to add those little head accents there and just make himself visible, despite the fact that he was just partnering. So I really, really love that quality about him. And to continue on that note, let's watch Maris's solo, which is absolutely fantastic. Right, here we go. Beautiful jump. And look how he's using these small, like flamenco-like upper body positions, which we sometimes forget about now. You know, because it's all like the tricks, even here, the coming forward, it suits Don Q perfectly. Get that really low at that cross retire position. But I love this here. Again, very flamenco-like. You see the power, and it's just so manly and so, like, it's perfectly Spanish. It's perfectly Spanish. It's exactly what it needs to be. Yes, it's not as clean and as precise as it is now, but it doesn't matter in this case. You see? It's just perfect character. Absolutely perfect. I love it. So it just makes me excited. Okay, Maya's turn. It's gonna be super quick, because it almost seems like they did things like fast forwarded back then. Look how fast. It's crazy fast. Here, now, the tempo is obviously insane, but if you really, like, if we're gonna pick it apart and slow motion, we're gonna look at these passe positions. That foot is not entirely pointed, and it doesn't reach a really clean position in fifth. But again, this is 1968. That's how things were back then. And artistry-wise, it's obviously marvelous. Let's make a little pause here. So yeah, I'm going to be, you know, critical of some little things, but it's just in comparison to what it is now. Obviously, back then, she was the prima ballerina assaulted. She was amazing. Yeah, but if you were to do it now, in 2026, in that tempo, you would be expected to have a fully pointed foot each time you're changing between those passes, and you would be expected to land in a nice and clean fifth. So it's just some little differences, yeah? But she's amazing, so let's continue with the coda. Look, again, it's so like Toreador-like. It fits this part of her perfectly, this jump. So much power and energy. Here, you see, again, really low, the double soda basque, and the arms are a bit floppier than they are now. Now they would be a bit more controlled. So they're kind of going a little bit high, but just again, highlighting the differences. Really fast fouettes. Her fouettes, and pay attention, despite doing them so fast, she's barely moving. She really is barely moving. She's basically on the same spot. This is fantastic. obviously. Okay, we moved a little bit. Okay, one mini pause. So again, you see that finish. First of all, these days, again, the standard would be, in most cases, that you would be expected, not that it's a good thing or a bad thing, you'd be expected to finish with a double, and you'd be expected to once again land in a clean fifth and then relevate up onto point from that clean fifth into another clean fifth. So this finish here was a little bit iffy, but again, we're going to forgive absolutely everything because she is truly dancing. She's absolutely, completely, 100% free, and there is no fear, and there is just pure energy and pure artistry. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Let's finish this. Look at this tempo. It's insane. It's a shame you can't really see his leg in the à la seconde. Like, it just makes me smile, you know? They're not the cleanest positions, but it's not necessarily here about that. Look at the bravura and... like, okay, now I can talk a little bit more because we're done. Really, guys, watch the whole video uninterrupted, yeah? Because you get a much better feel for it. You can really hear the music. They're both incredibly musical dancers. And the main thing is that this is Don Q. So I want to watch this and I want to feel after watching it that I want to move around in the same manner. And I all of a sudden feel energized and I feel the power. And they did it perfectly. And this is the thing that these days, yes, I talked about, you know, the positions not being as clean, etc., the finishes, the in-between stuff. Yeah, this is something that we do now. But at the end of the day, ballet is, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's about how you are going to make me feel. It's about how the dancer is going to make the audience feel. And you cannot achieve that with just pure, perfect, almost perfect technique. It's not just that. I can look at somebody's technique and be like, wow, this was fabulous, sure. But I'm going to have a very short emotion, a short lasting emotion about the technique. If they make me feel something, that is a long-lasting emotion. I'm going to leave the theater, perhaps even the next day, the day after that. I'm going to remember that feeling. And that is something that just pure technique is not going to give to the audience. And that is something that we have unfortunately lost these days. It's all about the technique. It's all about the leg height. It's all about the tricks. And the artistry is kind of there, but it doesn't have the utmost importance. And also with the rise of social media, as everybody has been saying recently, is that artistry is not necessarily the thing that is going to get you a lot of clicks. So if somebody has crazy high legs, or they do a crazy amount of turns, or they can do some crazy tricks, those are unfortunately the things that are going to get you the likes and the clicks and the comments. But that is not what ballet is about. So that's why I think it's very important that we sit down and we watch these old videos together so you can get that feeling, despite not being in the audience, just through a screen, but you can feel it even through the screen. And that just goes to show how amazing these dancers were. All right, so the second video that we're going to be watching is also Bolshoi Ballet. This is from 1972, and it includes two of my favorite dancers probably from the good old days, Vladimir Vasiliev and Ekaterina Maximova. They are absolutely fantastic stars in the Soviet Union, known abroad as well. Their physical capabilities and their technique, considering the time, so 1972, is drastically different from the video that we just watched. Again, it doesn't make it any better or any worse. I'm just stating the fact that you can notice the differences, right? And they are just magnificent. So without me saying anything else, let's watch the whole pas de deux with Vladimir and Ekaterina. So from the same place, you can see that the leg is a little bit higher already. right? Not that, again, it doesn't make it any better, just stating differences. Again, super, like, just super, super artistic dancers. Technique, perfect, like absolute perfection, right? But not just technique-wise, but artistry-wise. You can notice differences here, that if you look at all the in-between steps, like even how many steps they take to get to one another, it's a lot cleaner in terms of modern standards than in the previous video. I love this off balance here. It's difficult, but again, matches it perfectly. Look at Vladimir now. Perfection. Absolute perfection. This is 1972, don't forget. Yeah, it's incredible for that time. Absolutely incredible. Every finish is precise, every in-between step, every port de bras, every transition, like everything. And what I love also about these two is that he is so incredibly manly, you know? It's nice to see like this true, strong, manly character in ballet. It's fantastic to see. And she, again, like she has the what would be considered like a perfect ballerina body, you know? Again, for the time, that was a little bit unusual. Now, obviously it's not, but yeah, look, all the chasses, everything in between is very precise. And I love actually how she does that plie on point. Again, it matches Donkey super well. Look at these turns. And so much freedom in their movements. And like these characterized poses, again, that we kind of forget now. But I think the main words is just absolute freedom and fearlessness, you know? Like, doesn't it make you smile? Doesn't it make you want to smile? Just so much character and so much power and so technically precise at the same time, which is, it's the best, obviously it's the best combination. And I love the finish here. So like I said, obviously technique is important in ballet, right? If you have somebody that is like these two, where the almost perfect technique meets this completely individual and free and experimental artistic side, that to me makes the perfect dancer, because we can sit here and try to say that technique doesn't matter. It does matter. But just technique is, you have more of a, I don't know, something from like the circus kind of stuff, gymnastics. Like, but if you put that technique together with the artistry, that is the ultimate dancer. And everything that we watched today, despite of the previous video perhaps not being as technically clean, but for the time it was, they are the ultimate artists. Yeah, so we need to watch these old things, not to forget about that. Okay, enough of that. Let's watch Vladimir solo, which is insane, by the way. Okay, look at the height of the jump, first of all. Again, all the nitty-gritty details in between is like they've perfected it, and you can tell. And then, because they perfected it so much, they can add all of that extra stuff that makes it so good. Guys, 1972. But look now, underdone. I don't even know what to say. And yes, it's tricky, like there's a lot of tricks involved. He's showing off, obviously, which he should, but he's showing off with character at the same time. And like I said before, I just love the fact that we see such a manly man dance on the stage. It's fantastic, it's fabulous. Right, Ekaterina. What is interesting, and actually I'm not sure why, she doesn't do it with the fan. Look at perfect. I love how she bourrées. Her bourrées are so clean and quick and precise. It's interesting to watch even just a bourrée. And look, that compared to the previous video, now nitty-gritty details, the footwork, it's just as fast, but now it's to the modern standard in terms of the crossing into the fifth, in terms of the pointing and everything. So clean. Cheeky balance. Again, look, everything with the upper body combined. Perfection. Ideal. His jump and his technique. I'm not going to even say anything else. Oof. All the finishes are like, bah! Look at this manage. Incredible. Wow. Look at these fouettes. Double and with the attitude d'avant. Crazy tempo. So everything, if you really break it apart, triple in between, no hands, which is, if you know, you know, is so difficult. And now watch the finish again. Watch how precise and clean the finish is. Double fifth clear element, right? This man is like a ballet god, honestly. He needs to be spoken about and remembered a little bit more, I feel. Perfection. All right, guys, we're done. I just want to say that, again, yes, I was a little bit picky about some parts, but this is just, remember that it's in comparison to the standards now. Like I said before, for 1968 or for 1972, this is just like, wow, this is just mind-blowing. And the reason why I made this video is just to show that even if some little technical things are not up to date with the modern standards, the way that I hope that both of these videos made you feel, because I certainly feel energized right now. I kind of want to get up and start doing a little bit of donkey, you know. I wish I had a partner here. He's not at home at the moment. I will probably force him to do it later. But it's just how they make you feel. And as a reminder, because we just went into 2026, right? If you are a dancer, then don't neglect the artistic side. Despite what you see on social media and what gets highlighted on social media, what makes ballet so special and unique is the fact that we're combining the athleticism and the technique side of things with the artistry. So don't forget about the artistic side, because if you're going to be on the stage, trust me, the audience is going to only leave feeling the way that I'm feeling right now after watching these two fabulous videos if you bring on the artistry. Yeah? So this would be my recommendation to everyone for 2026. And if you need some inspo, then watch these old recordings on YouTube. There's so many of them now. There's even older ones as well. Watch them. Try to see the differences. pick up some little port de bras detail, some little musical details that you liked, and try to make them your own and put them into your dancing. But this again is the best tool now for inspiration, is YouTube. Free, watch as many videos as you want, and these dancers are just the meaning of a true artist, in my opinion. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then I really highly recommend you to look into more of this stuff. Look into the history of Maris Liepa, Maya Plisetskaya, Vladimir Vasiliev, Ekaterina Maximova. There's so many interviews with them. There's their classwork. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So I encourage you to look into it. If you like this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel as well for more content like this, and I will see you next time.